Hello students. So student, in the previous class in this chapter, that is body movement, we were talking about the movement that occur in the animals who do not have legs. And in this one student, we had discussed about the movement occur in that of the earthworm, and also the movement that occur in snail. So basically, if we talk about the snail, so we have seen one thing here, that in case of a snail is having a large head is there, foot is there, body is divided into head, it is having foot also. And if you look at the shell also, it is covered by a shell. So if you look at the head of the snail, so you will find that the head of the head of the snail, basically it consisting of a pair of a large tentacles are present. Okay, and the work of these tentacles, it help in catching the prey. Now these tentacle also consisting of a very small little eyes which is present in the tentacles. If you look at the shell, which is present or which we call as the outer skeleton of the snail, although we are using the term outer skeleton or exoskeleton, but this shell is not made up of bones. Okay, and this shell help in if you say that it any kind of a dangerous is felt by that of the snail, so it used to covered itself, or it used to pull its head and the foot inside to that of the shell. Now the shell is very hard also, although it is not made up of bone, but it is hard. Now, if we talk about the muscle, if we talk about the foods, it consisting of a flat, large, one foot is present in that of the snail, and this foot is not made up of bones, but it is made up of muscles, and it is the muscles which help in the movement of the snail. So this muscle is also having a pair of muscles, and that used to contract and expand, and due to this contraction and expansion, it help in the movement of the snail forward. So by this you see that the movement occur in case of a snail which do not have a legs. The body, when you look at the body, it seems very soft, it seems very slippery also. Now, let us see that the another one, and that is of fish. So, we already have started to understand that how the movement occur in case of a fish. So, you see that in case of a fish, body is in the shape of a streamline. So the fishes, they live in the water, you know that, and it's the shape of the body is a streamlined. When we were saying streamlined body, what does that mean? Streamlined shape. So streamlined is what? Which is having tapering ends. It means it is tapered at the front, then the middle portion is the broad one, and finally the tail portion is again the taper. It is thin. So thin, thick and thin. Such kind of a body is what? It is a streamlined body. So we can say streamline means thin at front, thick at middle, and thin at back. So it is thin at front, thick at the middle, and again it is thin at back. Okay, so this was what? It is a streamlined shaped body which is possessed by the fish. Now, what is the role of this streamlined body, or we can say what is the benefit of having such kind of a streamlined shaped body? So this basically help in the swimming, means this basically help in the movement of fish in the water, and it will also help in providing less resistance while moving. So when the fish move, the water flow used to resist, it used to oppose the movement of the fish. So if the fish is having the streamlined shape, so that opposing force which is acted by the water on the fish, it will be less. So we can say that the streamlined shape is very good for the fish. Okay. Now, okay, so this one we have seen that it will provide a less resistance while movement. The second thing, that it is having the flexible bone. So having flexibility in the bone help it to move side by side also. Okay, so we can say that due to flexible backbone, it is having flexible backbone, the fish can bend the body very easily. Okay, it can bend the body easily from side to side to move forward. From side to side to move through water. Okay, so we have seen that the first thing the fish have, it is having streamlined shaped body, and this streamlined shaped body, it help it to the to move in the water easily. The second one, that it is having flexible bone. This flexibility in the backbone help it to bend its body very easily, as well as it will also help it to move side by side, side to side through the while it moved through the water. Okay, so flexibility in the backbone help it to bend its body very easily. So the second feature that we have seen in case of a fish is that it is having flexible backbone. The third one is that it is not having the flexible backbone, but the muscles is very powerful. Okay, so flexible backbone is there as well as powerful muscles is there. So we can say it is having powerful muscles, and this powerful muscle help it to move easily. Now see here student, all these features help it to adapt themselves, help it to move easily in the water. Now you see, when we were talking about the bird, we have seen that bird is having light bone, bird is having very strong flight muscles, bird is having broad chest so that the wings can attach it easily, the bones is hollow. So all these things are what? These help the bird so that they can easily fly, so that they can easily move in the air. The same thing happened with the fishes also. The fishes having such kind of a features, there are such kind of a bones or the features are there which help it to move easily in the water. So we have seen that it is having streamlined shape, and the second one is the flexible bone. Please write all these points because it is very important to know. And the question may be asked that what are the features which make the fish to move easily in the water. Okay, so the third one is the powerful body muscles. The powerful The powerful body muscles of the fish on both the side help the tail to move. Helps the tail to move on both the sides. Okay, so the powerful body muscle of the fish on both the sides, it helps the tail to move on both the sides. Means it helps in moving the tail on both the sides. Okay, so it is the powerful body muscles which help the tail to move easily in the water. Now, not only the powerful muscle, but it also having fins, and these fins are important for the fish to swim or for the fish to move in the water. So we can write that they are having a thin and a flat projection that came out through the body. This thin and a flat projection is called as fins. So the thin and flat projection on body of the fish is called as fins. Okay. Now, what is the role of a fin here? So, fin not only help in the movement, but it help in steering, it help in balancing the body in the water. So, it is very important that the body should move forward easily. The body should be balanced easily while movement. So, it is the fins, which is a thin and a flat projection that comes out of the body, and it help in steering, it help in balancing the body in the water. So, we can write it that the fins help in steering, balancing, and stopping the water. Stopping the body in the water. So, we can say, okay, so we can say that this fins, it help it to move forward, it help in balancing, as well as it also help the fishes so that they can stop their body in the water. Okay, we can also say that these are the fins which help the body to move forward. So you have seen here, student, what are the things which is very important for the fishes so that they can move in the water. So the first thing that we have seen, that having a streamlined shaped body. So streamlined shaped body which help in providing less resistance to water, that is important. The second thing is that the backbone, the flexible backbone help it to move side by side in the water also. The third one is having powerful muscle. So powerful muscle help the fishes to move on both the side, as well as it help the fishes to move forward. Fourth one is having fins. So a flat and a thin projection called fin help in steering, it help in balancing and stopping the body, as well as help the movement in the water by to move forward its body in the water. So these are the parts which is important for the fish so that they can move forward. So we can say that these are the things which is present in the fish help in the movement. Now let us try to understand that how movement occur in the fishes. Now let us try to understand that how movement occur in that case of a fishes. Now you see here students, we are saying that the movement that occur in the fishes is side by side. So basically the movement of the side by side, because it used to move side by side, so that occur due to the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. So on both the sides muscles are present. So when the muscle which is present at one side contract, then the muscle which is present at the other side relax. And the muscle when on the other side contract, then the muscle which is first it was contracted, it also relaxes. So one contract, other relaxes, other contract, first relaxes. So due to this alternate contraction relaxation, it helps the fishes to move forward. Now you see here student that basically what happened if you are talking about. So here one more thing is there that the movement occur not only in the side by side, but while the movement occur, the fishes used to pushes the water in the opposite direction, opposite side as well as backward. So when it push the water in the backward, then water will also apply a force on the fish to move it in the forward direction. So basically what happened that when the first contraction occur, so when it pushes the left side water, so the water pushes its head to the right side. Okay, and at the same time it pushes the water in the backward direction, so the water pushes it in the forward. Now when it pushes the right side of the muscle pushes the water in the right side, then it the water will oppose it, and it also pushes the head in the right side. Okay, and the water is pushed in the backward also by the fish, so water itself also pushes it to the forward. So you can see that here an opposite force is acting on the body, due to which it used to move in the forward direction. So we can write it, when the fish moves forward, moves side to side, moves side to side, it pushes the water sideways. And it pushes the water sideways, and also it pushes the water backward. And in turn, water pushes it forward. Okay, so when it moves side to side, at that time it used to push the water sideways, left to right, right to left, like that, and in turn the water also pushes it. Now when it pushes the water in the backward direction, in turn the force is applied by the water also, so that it will move in the forward. See, this is the same that we had discussed in case of a birds also. So we have seen that when the downstroke occur in case of a bird, student, remember. So the bird wings used to pushes, it applies a force on the air and it pushes the air in the downward direction, and equal and opposite forces applied by the air on that of the bird so that it will move in the upward direction. Now at the same time it used to pushes the air in the backward direction also. So and force is applied by the air on the body to push it in the forward direction. So it pushes it downward and backward, and the air force it to move upward and forward. The same thing happened in case of a fishes also. So fishes move side to side and it pushes the water sideways, and also it pushes the water in the backward. Okay, and in return we can say that the water pushes it into the forward direction, or as well as it will push it into the opposite side also. Now let us see what happened here. When the tail of the fish is pushing water to right side, is pushing water to right side, pushing water to right side and backward also. What will happen? The effect of the right side, you can write it that the effect of the right side, push of tail is compensated by, right side push of tail is compensated by fish, by turning its head to left side. By compensated by fish by turning its head to the left side. So this we have studied that when the fish is pushing water to the right side. Now the fish is also pushing the water to the backward. So we will say that in turn that water will push it into the forward direction. Okay. So the backward push of the tail makes the fish to move forward. So you see here student, this is the first case that can happen, that when the tail of a fish is pushing the water to right side, because we are saying the movement occurs side by side. So when it pushed the water to right side, then what effect will be seen here? So the effect of the right side push, the effect which occur by the right side push, by the right side of the body of the tail, it is compensated by in returning the push to the head of the fish by moving its head to the left side. So the push occur to the right side, and in turn another push occur to the head at its left side. Now a push occur by pushing it to the backward direction. So that backward push of the tail is make the fish to move forward. So one is occurring to the left side, making the body to move right side. One is acting on the backward, so making the fish to move to the forward direction. Now what happened in the second case here? That the tail of the fish is pushing water to the left side and backward. Just opposite to this one. Now we can write it, that is, the tail of fish is pushing it in the water in the to left side. Water to the left side and backward. Left side and backward. And the effect of left side push, the effect of left side push of tail in water is again compensated by moving its head, by pushing its head to move to the right side, because here the tail is on the water it occur, making it to move to the left side. Okay, so the effect of the left side push of the tail in the water is compensated by the push of the fish by turning its head to the right side. Turning its head to right side. Turning its head to the right side. Now the backward push is compensated by moving its body forward. So you see here, student, what are the things which we have seen here? So the first thing, that it is having some special features, and because of that the fish are able to move. We have seen here it is having powerful muscles, and these powerful muscles are present at both sides of the body. Now these powerful muscles present at the both side help in the contraction and relaxation, and due to the contraction and relaxation the body moves. So one side of the muscle contract, the other side relax, the other side contract, the one side relaxes, and due to this contraction relaxation it help in the body to move. So basically the movement occurs side by side. So while moving side by side, it used to move the water with the help of a tail to the other side and in the backward, and in return to compensate this push, the fish used to move its head on the other side, means on the opposite direction on which the tail has applied the force on the water. So as well as since it is pushing the water to the backward, so the force or push will also apply to the body so that it will move in the forward. So due to this movement, the fish is able, due to this all this process, the fish is able to move in the water. Okay.